Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This week's Vlogmas is a tale of two very different Christmassy events. So in this video, I'm gonna take you to the Miracle at Henrietta pop-up bar. It is over the top, tacky, kitschy, Christmas fabulousness. It's so much fun. They've done this the past few years at the Henrietta Hotel, and it does not disappoint, but it is very hard to book. You've got to book it quickly, but I'll give you some tips on that. And then we're also gonna go to Christmas tea at the Ritz in London. So a very, very posh, civilized affair. It's just one of the most fabulous, festive, luxurious kind of evening out you can do in terms of London Christmas. And it also did not disappoint. And then I will round out the video at the end by just showing you a little peek of my Christmas decorations at home. So if that sounds good, let's jump in to the video. All right, so the Miracle at Henrietta pop-up Christmas bar is located at the Henrietta Hotel in Covent Garden, and it is over-the-top Christmas, kitschy, fabulous. Every inch of this bar is decorated with something Christmassy. It runs from the 13th of November until the 23rd of December this year in 2023. Obviously, if you're planning ahead for next year, they haven't opened bookings yet, but definitely keep an eye on the website. And it's basically this mezzanine area of the hotel, and you get transported back in time to Christmases past with a over-the-top nostalgic take on festive decor. And I guess it's apparently inspired by a 70s Christmas home, because you can see here they have more of kind of a retro vibe, but everything from the decor to the drinks to the food is kind of inspired by Christmas. And as you can see here, there's some really kind of Christmapolitan, Christmas cricket, Jingle Bells nog. There's some really great cocktails to pick from. And then on the food side, don't really plan to come here for dinner. There's like little snacky bites like charcuterie, but on to the drinks that we ordered. So for our first cocktail, we got the Rudolph's replacement, which actually comes in this really cute dinosaur with the Santa hat cocktail. And it includes vodka, coffee liqueur, white cacao, Grand Marnier, chai, almond milk, and aromatic bitters. And it was actually really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Went down a little bit too easily. It's one of those cocktails that doesn't really taste like there's alcohol in there, although obviously there is. Now for the snacks, we ended up getting a beef bresaola with cornichons and some little pita. We got the truffle chips, which were incredible, and the mozzarella olives. So really nice kind of mix of fats, a little bit of protein. Then it was on to cocktail round 2. And for this one, I couldn't resist the yippee-ki-yay mother effer. Not gonna swear on YouTube. Obviously, I think that's a reference from Die Hard, isn't it? And this one comes with rum, like 2 different types of rum. Actually 3 different types of rum, oh my goodness. And ube and coconut oregot. It was really good. And yes, we had just 2 cocktails, we had the snacks, and we just thoroughly enjoyed this over-the-top Christmassy decor. And we actually made some friends with our neighbors who were just so lovely. But here's some tips. If you do want to book this, there is a website online. I'll leave it linked down below. And you do have like a 48-hour notice period if you have to cancel for any reason. So if you see all of the slots booked up, you can definitely just keep checking the website and see if there were cancellations, because when I first checked, I couldn't get a spot. And then the second time I checked, there was a spot open. So you never know. It's always really good just to, I guess persistence pays off, dare we say. But in case you're wondering, they also do allow walk-ins, especially if there are super last-minute cancellations, because I think they really try to force you to cancel on time, because if you do cancel in the under 48-hour period, they charge you £15 per person, just because it's not a big space, so they really want people to be there enjoying it. However, if you do want to just queue up and see if you're lucky, we did see quite a few people trying that on the evening that we went. and they will tell you kind of what number you are in the queue. So you could take your chances. I would say if you want to take your chances, try and pick like a very off-peak time. But yeah, and it's definitely something where if this you think is interesting, you can look into booking it for next year as well. So I'll leave all the details linked down below. All right, so next up, I donned a fabulous long red dress and made my way to Christmas afternoon tea at the Ritz in London. We actually did our Christmas afternoon tea at 7:30 p.m. So it was afternoon tea for dinner basically for us, which I actually think is a great hack for afternoon tea. The Ritz itself is decorated so magnificently. The walk up to it just builds the drama and suspense in the best possible way. And when you walk in, you are greeted with the most wonderful tall Christmas tree. And every inch of the Ritz is also decorated in a very classic, elegant style for Christmas. Unlike the Miracle of Henrietta, which is like 1970s kitschy nostalgia, the Ritz's theme is around an Edwardian Christmas. And basically, if you want to book this, it starts at the 18th of November and runs until the 1st of January. Prices for this are definitely a lot more than the other option I showed you. Prices for adults start at £105 and for children start at £65. So this is definitely more of a premium experience, but it is such a lovely one. You have 18 different options of loose leaf teas that you can select from. We actually also decided to add in a glass of champagne. So I think our final bill came to £117 per person, which was very worth it to have a festive glass of champagne to start. I mean, it was 7:30 p.m. after all. This wasn't like a middle of the day tea situation. And there's a couple of nice hacks that I can offer if you do want to book this, obviously kind of helping to further justify the price tag. So you do get an incredible assortment of food. I will show it on screen here in a minute. So they do honor dietary restrictions. My friend Emily that was with us is gluten-free, and we did have another friend who is vegetarian as well. So from the sandwiches, they actually at the time of booking ask you for all of your dietary restrictions, which I think is quite wonderful because I, for example, have a red onion allergy, which is really random, but sometimes in like a sandwich filling, you just never know. So it's really nice that they can take the entire party's dietary restrictions ahead of time so you have a great experience. But I thought I would share a little clip right now of the gentleman from the Ritz explaining Emily's gluten-free options in case you are curious, because they're quite similar to the ones that we had, but I'll of course go through those as well.
Wow. We have a sponge cake with chocolate, with dark chocolate. Yeah. This one is a sponge cake as well with milk chocolate. Oh, nice. That is a mango mousse, and this is a lemon, raspberry, and strawberry. It's wonderful.
All right, so now it was time to pick our teas and have our food arrive. As you can see here, the food is getting placed down before. So like your typical afternoon tea in London, you get an assortment of sandwiches. I will leave the menu link down below if you're curious from this year's one, but ours included ham and grain mustard mayonnaise on brioche, cheddar cheese with chutney on tomato bread, cucumber and cream cheese with dill and mint on granary bread, chicken breast with chestnut and sage stuffing on malt bread, a Scottish smoked salmon with lemon butter on sourdough bread, egg mayonnaise and chopped shallots, and watercress on a brioche roll. We also have an incredible amount of lovely festive cakes. I chose to go for a rooibos tea, which I think had like some chocolate notes in it. I actually just asked which one was caffeine free because it was 7:30 p.m. So they did have a selection of the ones that were caffeine free. You also do get an assortment of scones and pastries, which are lovely. So you get a freshly baked plain and fruit scones with clotted cream and strawberry preserve. They also gave me a happy birthday cake. My birthday is on the 17th of December, so it was a really nice surprise that my friends decided to treat me. And there actually also are some Christmas cakes as well. There's two different kinds, like a spiced chestnut one and I think like a classic fruit cake. I went for the spiced chestnut rum one. It was outstanding. So I think I got interrupted before about the, oh no, I didn't actually. You also saw that there's an assortment of cakes and pastries. No, it all is an incredible amount of food, and especially with like the bonus Christmas cakes and the birthday cake, there's no way I could have consumed all of that in one setting. But what's a really nice hack is you actually can take some of, like whatever you can't finish, you can take it home with you. And they have these beautiful boxes, which you now see on screen here, which this is what I didn't end up eating and decided to take home. I decided to go heavier on the tea sandwiches and take more of the sweets home with me because they actually kept for quite a few days in the fridge, and it was just a really nice treat with my afternoon tea or coffee to have another kind of sweet treat from my afternoon tea. So even though the price tag is a lot, you can take things home with you, and it is just the most festive, lovely setting. The service is impeccable. One of my friends also doesn't do any kind of bubbled beverages, so like Prosecco or champagne, and they were very kindly happy to swap that for a glass of wine instead. There's music playing, there's carolers that come by. It's just this very romantic, beautiful, elegant Christmas experience. So if you are up for having a splurge, whether you're visiting or a local, I cannot recommend it enough. This is actually probably my second or third time doing the Christmas tea at the Ritz, and even though I've had the experience, I always look forward to it every year. So as always, I will leave everything linked down below, so should you want to book it, it's a great reminder with the Miracle at Henrietta and the Christmas tea at the Ritz that a lot of these experiences start from mid-November in London. So depending on if you are a traveler and you want to come at the beginning of the festive season or like come over American Thanksgiving, you could kind of have some of these Christmassy experiences but still get back to your country for the Christmas celebrations. So yes, I hope you enjoy that. So next up, I'm gonna flip the camera around and show you a little bit of my Christmas decor. Drum roll, please. Here is my Christmas tree this year. I'll show you some from the other views. But yeah, I went for a theme of, I have kind of rose gold warm lights, and then all of my decor is kind of white and different shades of metallic, so mixing gold and silver. And I have kind of some things from when I traveled, like this is the York Minster Cathedral in York. But yeah, just have like a really nice mix of baubles and some more sentimental ornaments. I love the pineapple. I also love the Big Ben. I have some from France. But panning over to the front of the tree, this is my tree topper. It's one of the Queen's corgis, and I did some kind of berry branches instead of an angel on top. Have my J ornament. Some really kind of festive little bits like the Eiffel Tower reindeer. Really beautiful one my mom got me of the London skyline. But yeah, just a few. I think every year I pick up a couple new ornaments. I don't do a ton of color, but I have been gifted some cute ones like the red London phone booths. And yeah, it's just really fun. A little bit of like a British slash travel theme to the tree. And then panning over, if you ever wonder where I film these videos, that's where the magic happens. Probably not so glamorous behind the scenes. But then moving over, I've done my mantle, and I'm not quite done with this yet because I mentioned my birthday is on the 17th of December, so the plan is that the whole top of this will be covered with Christmas and birthday cards by the end of the year, which is always really special. So I like to leave it a little more sparse, so there's room for that. But yeah, over here I've got this actually is for a bottle of wine topper, and someone gave that to me with a gift, and I just thought it was so cute. I've just kept my little gnome here. I've got some really cute stockings. going for more of kind of grays and whites and neutrals. My little black cab with the Christmas tree on top. Another really festive, cute little gnome. And yeah, and then in here, actually, the candles do light up. So because I don't have a working fireplace, I use these flameless votives in here. And what I do is I just get winter florals. So this is just a really pretty little floral arrangement just to make it look and feel a little bit festive. And then I'm also just finishing up the most divine candle from Decor. It's called Sapine, and it actually really smells like Christmas tree. So it is just amazing. So yep, that's kind of what I've done for festive decor. All right, so with that said, that wraps up Vlogmas number 2. I really hope you enjoyed seeing a tale of 2 very different Christmas events in London, and also a little teaser and look of my Christmas decor this year. I still have some really fun things coming in Vlogmas. I'm really sorry for the delay in getting this video up. It's just been such a crazy week. So as always, if you liked this video, I would absolutely love it if you hit that like button. That really helps this channel. Please leave a comment down below. Have you been to Christmas tea at the Ritz or Miracle at Henrietta? I would love to hear what your experiences were like. And please consider subscribing. My next Vlogmas is gonna be Christmas at Kew, which was just so outstanding. I cannot wait to edit that video and relive what a wonderful experience that was. And I do think I've got a little bit more up my sleeve for Vlogmas, which I'll keep as a surprise. So make sure you're subscribed so you get to see all of the great videos. So thanks again for tuning in, and I will see you soon.